right, folks, listen, thanks for bearing with us. We're starting a little late tonight, but I'm telling you right now, there's like extra juju in the air tonight, man. There's like there are definitely particles like swirling around this piece right now as PMP gets started at an unusual time, 8:23, but that's how we're doing it tonight. I'm very happy. The Knicks won. Logan Webb pitched his ass off. And Tony, get the soundboard ready. Every time you see Doug in Japan waiting for the show to start, you know it's going to be a good night. Let Doug know we appreciate him, Tony.
All right, Pogo!
Paulie.
Creative Tony. Yeah, what you doing now? You coach your little league. Yeah, let's take a night reprieve. Gonna be some sweet sounds coming down on the night flight. On the night flight. This is your other home. Yeah, you know you're not alone. Gonna be some sweet sounds coming down on the night flight. On the night flight. This is your other home. Yeah, you know you're not alone.
Sustain. There we go.
I got to tell you, Tony, for a track that was recorded on a cell phone, that came out sounding pretty good, just like the quality of it. That was on my phone sitting in my living room.
Dude, Paulie, when we released the PMP B-sides some year ago, that's going to be the title track of the B-sides, because that is like a garage. That's like the Exile on Main Street recording sessions when they're in the garage, right? And they're all
well, that's all, we're all about Exile on Main Street over here at the PMP corner of the universe. Now, Creative Tony, also on that box set of PMP B-sides will be my acoustic version of Lay It Down for your birthday last year.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And then I did an Ozzy tribute that I sent out to the VIPs. I did a Goodbye to Romance. But let me ask you this real quick before we start tonight, while we're thinking of it. You got a birthday coming up in July. I got a birthday coming up in July. Do you have any rat requests this year for your birthday? Lay it on me and I'll start getting to work. What do you need?
Back for more.
Done. It's done. It's already done. Don't even worry. Okay. Oh, dude, I'm all there. I'm all over it, buddy. You got your wish is my command. I'm happy to lay a back for more down for you. Done. It's done.
Also, Paulie, I just got to ask the PMP Familia because I'm a little nervous tonight. By the way, I haven't seen a lick of hoops. I haven't seen a lick of Giants baseball.
You missed a great night, Tony. You missed a great night.
I had a Little League All-Star scrimmage against Alpine tonight. Great scrimmage. Cheers to the boys of Alpine. Cheers to the boys of St. Carlos. 3-3 tie. We didn't play extra innings. 3-3 tie. Just really good ball. Anyways, but this is the first ever. This is the maiden voyage on the new laptop, courtesy of Bocce freaking Chris.
Bocce,
so I want to make sure I sound okay. So if people let me know if I sound okay, because I sound good in my ears, but I never know how it sounds to y'all. So let me know.
Tony looks good. Tony sounds good. And there's already controversy about Tony's wardrobe tonight. So let's get right into that before we get into the show. Tony, and we do have a special guest joining us tonight. And it's great to see everybody. Doug in Japan, we love you. Patty from Napa, Queen of the Scene, spiritual advisor, all that stuff. Dom, Robot Centaur, badges. Stevie B, congrats on your Knicks, dude. Big night for the Knicks. Unbelievable. Rags in Jersey, staying up late. I love you, buddy. But Tony, Robot Centaur said a minute ago, he goes, what? He's riffing. And he goes, what? Is Tony repping Sports Center tonight?
Nice, dude. San Carlos baseball. This is like you get every year they give the board members a new article of clothing to add to your wardrobe. And this is
Time out. I'm sorry. I had to interrupt this broadcast. Stand by for an important announcement. Listen, here in the PMP community, we need help. Everybody needs one another. You guys lean on me. I'll lean on you. We have been taking it down.
On me. Come on. You cannot say lean on me without me not breaking into song. Lean on me, dude. When you're not strong, I'll be your friend. I'll be there to help you carry on, Paulie. One of my favorite songs of all time. Seriously.
Well, here's the thing. We're leaning on each other right now because the great, and there's only one of these guys, but the great Escobar Cheeks III reminds you and me Where's the glove? Where's the wristband? Thank you. Let me get my wristband on right now. Thank you, Escobar. Thank you. Here we go. I got my Brent Main's sweatband right there when he was catching with the Giants, number 9.
Oh, I might have to exit the exit stage left here for a second, Paulie. Because
go ahead. You know what? You do that, and I'll do a Dan Coach Emilio spot because we got to catch up. So
go give Danny some love. Give Danny some love, and hopefully Danny's in a good mood after the 1-0 win. So stand by.
Okay. All right. Go. Yeah. Let me catch up, folks. Let's do a Dan Coach Emilio spot as we get settled. We have a good friend of ours coming on in about 10, 15 minutes. We're going to talk about that Knicks game. We're going to talk about Logan Webb. And there's 49er news today. I know the Niner fans are always all over this, but we got a couple of headline stories I got to bounce off you guys tonight, too. So we got a lot to get to in a short amount of time. So let me give some love to one of our great partners here in the PMP show. He is Dan Coach Emilio, securemoney.com. We've been talking about Dan for a few weeks now. He's one of our newer sponsors, and we love having Dan on board. In fact, he might be doing his show right now, too, because he does like post-game Giant stuff. And Dan has a great show on the NorCal Sports Network. I know Red Jet Shell's a big fan of Dan. She's over there all the time. But I encourage all of you guys to check out Dan's show. He gives you the real deal when it comes to Giant baseball, but I assume he's happy tonight because Logan Webb looked amazing tonight. So, but Dan, when he's not doing shows, he's doing his day job, and that is 30 years in the financial biz. And he's dedicated his career and his adult life to providing his clients with honest service, great results, both of which you deserve as a hardworking citizen. Now, the focus of Dan's work in Secure Money is safety and protection. Dan has committed himself to making sure, and he also has the expertise to follow through on this. He wants to make sure you never lose money and also will assist you to grow the money that you have through different financial opportunities that come across his desk. He'll lay those on you to grow the money you have. He's also going to work with you to maximize your income and help you pay fewer taxes. Let's celebrate that idea right there, folks, because I don't even want to talk about my taxes. It's a freaking disaster area, but we're getting through it piece by piece. But thanks to Dan, he can help you pay fewer of them when tax time rolls around. He can also help you with retirement planning, life insurance, IRA planning, estate planning, and of course, 401k rollover. If you got to move some money, you want to roll it over, you talk to Dan. He'll help you get that done. And then Tony, Dan's rates, dude. Listen, he's got these guaranteed options he has access to. And this is like the real thing you can beat your chest on. He's paying 7% on 2-year terms and offering 8% on 5-year terms. All of that sounds good. Yes, it does. So reach out to Dan, have a conversation, let him go to work for you and get you in a better financial reality. And let him start it today for you or tomorrow. 1-888-960-SAFE. 1-888-960-SAFE. Tony, also go to Dan's website. You can see how he feels. He is totally committed to his clients. He breaks his back to make sure that you guys are prosperous. And that's a great service he's offering, man. He's a great financial professional. SecureMoney.com, 1-888-960-SAFE. And then finally, Tony, you can email Dan. It's Dan@SecureMoney.com. And Dan, we thank you, buddy, for the support and the friendship on the PMP show.
Hell yeah, dude. If we want to go straight to the proof is in the pudding portion of the program, Paulie, is we can go to our very own Scarlet Fire, aka Bonnie, who has already been in contact. She's the most recent to be in contact with Dan, and she raved about her discussion with him. And she said she was expecting 5-10 minutes max with Dan, 35 minutes with Dan, breaking it down, going over options, and Dan is there to help her. So again, there's a common thread with all of the partners on the show. It's people who want to help people. They chose those.
Yeah, good call. Dude, that's a good call. Yeah.
Right. And Dan is one of those people. And we love Dan. We love the passion and the fire of Dan. So Secure Money is the career he chose. He's very successful at that. And he's also a great baseball fan as well. So take care of our dear friend Bonnie, aka Scarlet Fire, Dan Coach Emilio. And if you have something you need to talk to Dan about, give him a call, 888-960-SAFE, 888-960-7233, or email Dan@securemoney.com. Paulie, let's go.
Thank you, Big Dan. We love you, buddy. Hey, real quick note to my main man, Pine Needle. He's out here going, yo, Paulie, I guess you were right. It's not going to be a Spurs sweep. I guess I'm the fool after all. Hey, Pine Needle, first of all, you're not a fool at all, brother. You go with where your heart tells you to go. I totally get it. And you're not crazy at all, dude. I mean, it's daunting to think about, like, how are you going to beat Wemby? How are you going to beat this inspired Spurs team, this young, hungry team? The thing is, though, Pine, I've learned this by watching this Knicks team throughout the postseason. These guys are not effing around. The Knicks are not effing around, man. They find a way. Like, even, Tony, so you missed the game, but the Knicks were down by 14 in the second half. They wind up winning by 10 points, 105-95. And again, it's the usual suspects, man. Jalen Brunson hitting huge shots down the stretch of the fourth quarter. The Knicks have some magic. They got some magic dust right now. They really do. Now, I'm not saying this is going to be an easy series. I see this thing going 6, maybe 7, but the Knicks have now officially done their job. They have taken home court away from the Spurs, and they're going back to New York. No worse than a 1-1 split. But don't put it past the Knicks to win game 2. That's the thing. This team, they are so focused, and they are they're such a solid group. Tony, it reminds me of some of the way, like the close-knit Giants teams of like 10 and 12 and 4. Special teams like that, they become like a brotherhood, and I think the Knicks have that right now.
There's an energy about them, dude, and it starts with Mike Brown, man. It starts with
I'm so happy for Mike Brown. Yeah.
Also, I caught the last 4 minutes of the game. Dude, like we talked about yesterday, it wasn't a massive takeover of Knicks fans, but the Knicks fans that were in that arena were loud.
I know.
They were heard. They make sure that they were heard throughout the ball game, especially when didn't the Spurs have like an 8-point lead that they coughed up? So it's like that's a huge win, and their 12th freaking playoff win in a row, man. That is ridiculous, dude. It's ridiculous stuff. Paulie, I have to interject. Alex Simon is in the green room, so we're going to get to him in a moment here from SFGATE.
Yes.
But also, Pine Needle said, I guess I'm the fool now. So it made me think of, you have to choose. If you had to choose, you're at a jukebox, and you only have one song that you can play with the word fool in it. Would it be Nobody's Fool, Cinderella? Would it be Foolin', Def Leppard? Would it be Fool in the Rain, Led Zeppelin? Okay. What would it be? Because
Time out. I'm not done. There's a couple of more Fool tracks I think you forgot to mention. Let's drop in Roll. And I love this ballad. In fact, I saw the Rolling Stones play this 2 summers ago in LA off the Black and Blue album. You know, it's a beautiful ballad from the 70s by the Stones. It's called Fool to Cry. Do you know Fool to Cry?
Oh, yeah.
Fool to Cry. They play. So let's put Fool to Cry on there. And then finally, Tony, off Women and Children First, Van Halen, Fools. They just have a song called Fools. So I think I'm going Fool in the Rain, and I'll do a double shot. I'll go Fool in the Rain, and I'll take Fool to Cry by the Stones.
Beautiful. And I'll take Nobody's Fool, Cinderella, and Foolin' by Def Leppard. Okay,
totally. 100%.
But yeah, man, I apologize. I did have a Little League All-Star scrimmage to coach tonight, so I missed Giants ball, but they got the dub. I missed the NBA playoff game. I saw the last 4 minutes. But I loved the sports night that y'all must have had tonight, because, wow, Giants a 1-0 win. I mean, Jesus, like Logan Webb, welcome back. I mean, God, by the way, Logan Webb is like, we may have just started saying, like, having a goodbye party for him now. So,
well, he's definitely showcasing his good tonight. He looked as good as he's looked all year. 7 innings of 1 hit ball. Giants get the 1-0 win. Hey, I'll take it. At this point, I'll take it. And Tony, listen, there's light at the end of the tunnel. The Giants are only 14 games under now. And I hate to say this, dude, but did you know, because I was looking at the standings, the Giants are now officially the worst team in MLB. They have the worst record in baseball, both leagues.
Yeah. Can you say that one more time, Paulie? Say that one more time.
I said your San Francisco Giants, Brent Maine's Giants, dude. They're disrespecting the sweatband. They are now 24-38, 14 games under, worst winning percentage in baseball.
Thank you. And we got to talk William Floyd's 49ers later, but I think let's get to Alex Simon.
Yeah, let's get him in here. Totally.
Waiting patiently in the green room. And I'm going to set up the screen so we don't have any logos blocking Alex as he joins the show.
Okay.
And then we'll get Alex on the program here. There he is. He is. What's up, Alex?
How you doing, Alex? Good to see you, brother.
I'm doing fantastic. I can't believe we didn't get a What a Fool Believes Doobie Brothers out of the two of you guys. I feel like that almost felt like it was too obvious, and you guys weren't doing it. I was like, is this a bit?
What a Fool Believes. Great track. Alex coming in hot tonight with the doobies. Add that to the Fool in the Rain jukebox assortment, Tony.
Totally. And Alex, I got to ask you right out of the gates, are you a yacht rocker? Will you go see a yacht rock cover band? Will you go enjoy any yacht rock?
Absolutely. Yeah. I've never found a type of music I didn't like. I'm sure there's songs that you don't like, but I'll do anything. I will say one of the funniest concerts that I did when I was, in an Ancient Moon, a promotions intern at Cumulus, where I was doing stuff. It was a trio of Tower of Power, Steve Miller Band, Journey.
Ooh.
And it felt like that's very eclectic music tastes all in those three, but that was some fun stuff. So
I'll tell you what else too about that, Bill. All three of those artists, they're all Bay Area bands. Like they're all homegrown. That's awesome. So everybody, welcome back Alex Simon. He's a great friend of ours. He's the sports editor at the SFGATE. He also writes a lot for SFGATE. In fact, dude, I saw the piece yesterday. Wow. The whole KNBR thing. We don't have to get into that, but I read the piece yesterday. Enough said. Everybody go check it out though. If you want to see Alex's work, he wrote a piece about KNBR and Tim Kawakami's kind of impressions of what he's hearing lately, and I'll leave that to the audience, but go check it out. Now, Alex, did you I do want to talk Giants. There's some crazy 49er headlines today too I wouldn't mind talking about, but first, did you see the Knicks game tonight? Did you watch the NBA Finals?
I was actually when the Giants wrapped up, I was flipping back and forth. The college softball, by the way, has also, the finals are going on right now, and that's some fantastic stuff.
Bring it to us. I haven't seen that. What's going on with that?
Yeah, just both Texas and Texas Tech had to win twice to get to the finals. They met in the finals last year, and it was spicy and drama. They did that. They're playing game one tonight. Texas beat Texas Tech. But I was flipping back and forth between that, and my goodness, there's just something about this Knicks team right now that feels like, I mean, they've got the Midas touch, it almost seems like, where every time it looks like something should be going totally wrong, it just doesn't, and it flips, and it almost feels like it's unexplainable, and I'm not even sure they could explain how this happens, but it's just truly a sum of all of the parts are just so much greater than the individual parts themselves with this group.
You know, it's wild too, Alex. Speaking of collegiate softball, one of our viewers, his name is Escobar. His niece is Megan Grant for UCLA, and their season came to unfortunately an abrupt end. But we have some particles within the collegiate scene of softball scene, basically with our audience, and I guess she set a bunch of records for UCLA too.
Oh, she hit like a homer every other game. It was Bonzia this year from Megan Grant. I think it was like 42 homers this year, which is the all-time record.
Damn.
And that's in like 60 something games. Like it was, it's been a nuts season. But I will say, the finals, it could be a lot of fun. But I mean, look, there's all sorts of stuff. I'm sure I could get into the District 52 Little League baseball scene, because I wrote about that Alpine team last year. When they went all the way to the NorCal and the West Regional Finals. So
they had
whatever you want here, and I can play some ball with this. So
multifaceted Alex Simon. Real quick, Paulie, they did just tip of the cap to Alpine. They had a great run, and just talking to those coaches tonight, I said to my coaches, I said, you know, these guys deserve to walk in, because they played at our field. They deserve to walk in our field with a little bit of swagger tonight because of what they did last year. So tip of the cap. It's any of the teams from the local D52 that if they represent, you got to get on their bandwagon and really support them. It's really fun.
Also, they had kids last year who were 12 who were like 3 inches taller than me, which was just unreal. So
yeah, totally.
Well, actually, let's go back to the Knicks, because I'm telling you right now, Tony and Alex are about the same size, and I think that you guys must feel like empowered, emboldened now, because you look at Jalen Brunson, he's not that big, and this guy he goes right into the trees and the paint. He's shooting over Wemby. I mean, I am so impressed with Jalen Brunson, not only this postseason, but really his career to this point, and he's one of those, like, he really keeps his emotions under wrap. He's got a very stony, steely kind of exterior, but there's a competitive fire within him that is really, really impressive. So, Alex, I mean, here's the thing with the Spurs, watching that 7-game series against OKC, what a treat. Like, every game was a nail biter going down to the, well, I guess there was one that got out of hand, but 6 of the 7 were very, very close. And, you know, Wemby and the Spurs had won game 1 of each series prior to tonight. So this is the first time they've actually lost a game 1. And that being said, Alex, like, how do you see how do you feel like the rest of the series could unfold? Like, and do you have a feeling or a favorite as terms of how this thing is going to unfold?
You know, I actually, we talked about this in our newsroom. I thought this is going 7. I just think the Knicks, you know, I want to give MSG like 2 wins to the Knicks.
Yeah, totally.
Like it's going to do that. But I also like, the cosmic energy in a place can also turn on you if things are getting a little nervous and tense in that way. And I would wonder if there's a night where Wemby just decides, I'm in the greatest place on earth and I am going to steal the show tonight. Yeah. And I almost kind of like, my mental calculation, I was counting 1 win for the Knicks in San Antonio, but then Wemby just decides, you know, I'm going to have my Steph 54 night or my Kobe 60 night, whatever, and just say like, I am having my MSG night at some point from Wemby. And that sets you up for a 7th where I probably would say in a game 7, I would take the best player on the court over everything else. But, the Knicks look like if Karl Anthony Towns can drive the way that he did against Wembanyama and kind of get him to play so far out defensively, the way Wemby sometimes can drag a dude to 30, 32 feet and then attack past him. That was the most shocking and impressive part of the night, really, is how much Cat kind of was able to make Wemby have to cover so much of the floor that it clearly wore him down. The other thing too, that like with the series, I will add this, they shifted the series schedule around quite a bit to avoid the World Cup. So usually with these final series, you're going to have 2 games off between pretty much every game except for like maybe one. But we get game 2 again on Friday night. It's going to come fast, I think. And that's maybe where if you're the Knicks, you look at this and you say, we go home up 2-0 because they're exhausted from playing 7 games and we've barely played in a month.
Right.
There's a lot for the Knicks that could go really quick here.
So check this out. You guys will love this. Excuse me. Yeah. So knowing how insane New York fans are. And by the way, tonight, Tony, I know you missed the game, but they show on TV. I saw Spike Lee. I saw, Chalamet was there. And John Turturro, the actor John Turturro, was wearing a Knicks jersey in the crowd. I'm really happy for John Turturro. I love him as an actor and I love him as a guy. But you guys are going to love this. So I heard or I read this actually online that when the Knicks won their last series, they have those watch parties outside the Garden. People were jumping off street lights. It was like a mosh pit. And all of a sudden, you ready for this? This organic chant broke out in the crowd. F the World Cup. F the World Cup. They all started chanting F the World Cup, like organically. Like only in New York would that happen. But it's going to be fun, man. It's going to be a really fun. And I agree with you, Alex. I think when Wemby decides to put his foot down, he will inevitably take over a game or 2 in the series. I mean, it's just kind of what he does. And Alex, I got a quick question for you, springboarding off of this to the Golden State Warriors. Like when I watch these teams play and I've been watching the playoffs, I keep thinking like, do the Warriors even have a place anymore with this kind of talent? And I don't know. As currently constructed, I don't know. Bring back Butler, bring back Steph. Maybe we can talk, but you're hearing rumors already, Alex, like maybe LeBron's coming, maybe KD is coming. Like how realistic do you think that kind of talk is about adding a superstar to this existing roster that they have now?
I mean, it depends on your definition of superstar. I'm not sure. I mean, if we look at what the Lakers were doing at the end of the year, they kind of shifted LeBron into the third anchor role. Yep. He was very much even kind of playing second fiddle to Reeves, and he was unreal at that. And frankly, like, look, if 30's on the court, if he's healthy, and if he's got even just somebody who can help with defense, which usually is Draymond and one other, I can see the Warriors just say, just get us in the fight. We know how to fight that fight in the playoffs.
Right.
But as this season proved, as these guys get older, you just can't count on them to be in there on a nightly basis. And you almost have to bake in that there's going to be a stretch of games that they're hurt and miss. But on top of that, the gauntlet that the NBA playoffs can be on the night after night after night schedule, one night off between games, it's also a war of attrition in that way, not just injury wise, but stamina wise. And I think it's harder to keep it up. Obviously, look, if the Warriors are able to add LeBron, it certainly raises their floor, I think, on a night by night basis. I don't think you'll be as bad of a regular season team. You'll certainly be better in the playoffs, but you watch the basketball that we've watched, especially in the West, even in the second round. And I'm not sure how the Warriors, even when healthy, take on that Minnesota team right now and confidently feel like, okay, yeah, maybe we need the 16 months for Jimmy Butler to get healthy or whatever it is off the ACL. We don't know what Butler's going to be like off that injury. We assume, but we don't know. We don't know what the rest of that roster is going to look like. They're pretty much not going to have Moses Moody all next year, I think, with the patellar injury.
Right. That's right. Yep.
So it's a really tricky thing. I would love to see the Warriors get really bold and creative this offseason, but I don't know if they're going to be able to pull that off with the assets they even have to move.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's a tough time for the Warriors. It's a tough time for the Warrior fan base, like at the tail end of this great dynasty, seeing what it's going to turn into or where it goes. We'll continue to watch it. Alex, you're talking about Butler coming back. I guess there was some big Niner news today, and I do want to talk about, I don't mean to laugh, but I do want to talk about Brandon Aiyuk's arrest warrant. You guys heard me. That's true. There's an arrest warrant out for Brandon Aiyuk. We'll get to that in a sec. But George Kittle did some talking to the press, and he said he now feels like he's going to be good to go week 1. Which to me is surprising. I mean, he tore his Achilles last year, and that's no joke. I mean, you've seen other athletes how long it takes. Do you think that's realistic, Alex? Week 1 for Kittle?
I think so. We actually, when the injury happened and reports came out, we wrote about how there's a couple of different ways to repair your Achilles, and the report was that George's surgery was the type that would allow you to return a little bit quicker than kind of the way that it's been assumed. So there's an SFGATE story about this that I wrote, I think in like January or something. Nice. But the thought being that, it's not out of the realm. These guys are unbelievable athletes. Like they are not just 1%, but like 1% of 1% athletes to be in the NFL. That it wouldn't surprise me at all if he's been attacking his rehab in every single way. He's paid, from what we can tell, he's got all the tools and the tricks and the things that you can have at your house to keep your rehab going in your downtime. Shoot, some of these guys sleep in like cryo chambers or whatever it is, right? So I would assume that George is doing everything he can to be back on the field as fast as possible. There's almost an element where if you're the Niners, you almost want to protect him from himself a little bit.
That's right.
You also, if you're the Niners, you've seen what life is like without George Kittle, and you finally maybe found somebody at Jake Tonjes who can at least kind of give you 60, 70, 80% of George Kittle. But usually if George Kittle's not there, it changes everything for that offense. So if you can get George Kittle back and down under and play that Australia game, Lord knows you're going to need the pass blocking help against somebody that's coming from the Rams now.
Oh my God. No, that's the last thing Niner fans need. I know. Alex Simon is our guest tonight from the SFGATE. And since Tony missed everything today, he was like buried in Little League stuff. Since you're the news professional, Alex, you should tell Tony about the Brandon Aiyuk story. I'll sit back and just watch Tony's reaction, but Tony doesn't know what's going on yet. So let him know about this arrest.
Actually, if you can vamp for 10 seconds, I got the documents right over here with me, so I can actually read them off to you that that. But no, look, we all remember in December, Brandon posted a video of himself on his YouTube driving around a brand new car and flying down Tasman Drive right across from the Niner Stadium, the literal street that goes to the stadium coming from downtown at 104 miles an hour, I think at one point. The car definitely clocked 94. And in these docs, basically, in reading through the document, it's kind of funny. Like the police basically say, look, we did all of our research off of his YouTube video. Like that was all we needed as proof to open this investigation and find it. And so it's not just a traffic violation like you would normally see for speeding. The degree to which he was speeding on city streets, not even freeways, but city streets,
right.
is a full-on misdemeanor charge here. And so it's basically speed racing, reckless endangerment, all of the things that has put a warrant out. The warrant has actually been out for 4 months, it seems. It looks like they filed it in February, but I'm guessing they just didn't act upon it for months because they're, in most of these cases, when you take somebody to that level, you would rather them come in voluntarily. But at a certain point, if a person's not doing it, you're going to make it be known that there's an arrest warrant out for you.
Go ahead, T. Go ahead, Tony.
No, it's starting to get like sad.
I know. I'm a little worried about this guy. Like, maybe his mental health is, I don't know, but I'm sorry, Tony, go ahead.
No, it's just, I actually really do hope that he is okay, with whatever's going on with him in his private life or whatever. But it's just, and then you read about how he's not even tradable and what's going to happen with him in the future. I just hope that he's okay. I wanted to ask Alex about Fred Warner. And do you think Fred Warner will be able to return? And I'm worried about Warner a tiny bit, but I shouldn't be, correct?
Yeah, no. Fred was apparently close enough to even playing during the playoff run. That I don't think that the concern would be there. A dude who goes from not swimming to, according to The Athletic, like swimming better than Olympians or whatever it was that I saw that they did. But like he should be there. And look, I think you can fairly point out like this 49er team at this point has certainly relied on a bunch of dudes to do that. But the best part about last season to me was that the Niners proved that they have the scouting apparatus to kind of backfill and even just keep the water steady. When all of these guys went down on defense, they were able to utilize all of the scheme that they have. Obviously, Robert Saleh is not there, but the scouting apparatus, Robert Saleh can only work with guys that get in the building in that regard. So for them as a defense to kind of be able to step up in those moments, I think it can be a situation where you have a little bit of depth. You bring these stars back, you bring Drake Greenlaw back, you can build a really solid group that's not just 11 deep, but more like 18, 19 deep on the defensive side that allows you to kind of withstand an injury or two as a long, very arduous travel season goes along for this team.
Yeah, you're not kidding, man. Australia. I still can't believe that they're going to
A
Australia.
home game in Mexico, a road game in Australia. It's gonna be it's gonna be a wild 49er season, no matter how it goes, I think.
Yeah, and we talked about, and Tony, take it away right after this, but and I'm sure you probably heard this too, Alex, but the Niners officially will log more miles this season than any other team in the NFL. So that in itself,
any other team, by the way, in the NFL ever, according to what supposedly has happened. Like, there's not been a season like this, which, you know, it's fine. That's the life. You got to sign up for it. But it's interesting to see how much the no excuses mindset is around the NFL. But this certainly feels like the Niners have pushed this kind of as a preemptive thing to say, like, if this season goes off the wire, we've at least got a reason why we think it would.
And I feel like, no disrespect to anybody, but I feel like, you know, look, this is the San Francisco 49ers. This is a perennial playoff team. Why not do this to the Jets? You know what I mean? Send the Jets all over the world, man. Let them deal with this because they're not going to do anything. Let the Niners have some health, but, you know, you got to play the games in front of you, Tony. Go ahead, buddy.
I really want to. I know we're trying to avoid talking Giants baseball.
No, let's go there. Let's do it. We got to do it, man. Yeah,
you got to do it. And I'm thrilled for Logan Webb to return. First of all, just that he's back healthy and that he returned the way he did today. I didn't see the game, but I saw the box score and I'm like, Jesus, this is 7 innings, 1 hit ball. This is the Logan Webb we know and love and missed. Do you think that basically Logan Webb is days are numbered for the Giants if the season continues in this direction?
I think trading Logan Webb would be totally antithetical to everything Buster Posey wants to do.
Interesting.
Yeah,
however, everything Buster Posey has wanted to do has gone so horrendously and disastrously wrong this season that you almost have to start kind of going almost against type, where you think, well, if that isn't working, do I have to consider it? Look, Logan started game 1 of the World Baseball Classic for Team USA. Now, that might be because some guys didn't show up, but like they picked him over Paul Skeens. They picked him over a lot of guys that Tarek Skubal. They started him there because he's earned that right and has that reputation in the sport. He maybe isn't winning Cy Youngs because he's more of a grinder type. He's more of a just, I'm going to post 6-7 innings every single day when I'm there and I'm right. And that has a ton of value. He's also on what to most teams would be a very affordable deal for an ace level pitcher, for that type of guy. And he also, it's been a while, but people do remember that a very young Logan Webb absolutely dominated in the postseason in his postseason start. So that all of that speaks to if they are willing to entertain it, they could get a king's ransom for Webb. And he's probably the only guy they could truly get a monster return on. But again, if you're the Giants, everything about this screams that they're looking at this season probably like a fluke, that they trust in these guys. And so are you able to be a better team in 2027 with what you would get back for Logan Webb is the only question that you actually have to answer here. And sure, you can look at 28, 29, 30 in that as well. But if you're trying to flip this right away and compete again, the 27 question is a really hard one to say yes to without top of the line dude coming back.
I love this kid Arise. He's not a kid, but I love Luis Arise, and he's hard not to love. The guy's batting 320, whatever, and he's just a contact machine. And everybody said he couldn't. Defense is why the Padres didn't want him back, and he's playing a very good defense for the Giants.
Ron Washington MVP type season for Luis Arise.
Nice.
Exactly. Great call. And by the way, I love the clips of Washington with the fungo, man. Just hitting short hops to first baseman or hitting backhands to Adames or Arise. I'm worried that they're going to trade Arise because they
will. They absolutely will. Like, it sucks. He's been an absolute joy to watch. They're going to do the same with Robbie Ray. People won't care as much. If you're smart, I think there's a couple of – I maybe wouldn't think Keaton win, but there's a couple of these relievers that you've kind of found and built up or have been here for a little bit. I would take advantage of being this bad and do that with your bullpen. If people really want to pay you a pretty good price for Eric Miller or for Caleb Killian, who's had a few big league seasons here, I would at least have to consider it, because relievers are always a scarce resource at the trade deadline. And if you got some that people are interested in, go for it and figure out the bullpen later. I think the hardest questions the Giants are going to have is they are absolutely not trading Chapman because he has a no trade clause that he doesn't want to leave.
Right.
They are absolutely not trading Adames because he has a no trade clause. And I don't know if you would have to pay down somebody to take him, let alone find a place where he would be okay to do it. And that just makes that an impossible situation. And it is not as absolute, but I do not think this Giants organization, for as much as they were superstar barren and are, I think fairly we could claim image sensitive, are willing to take the hit that would be trading Rafael Devers for pennies on the dollar a year after you made the superstar trade for him. So,
and what they got rid of to get Devers, of course, if, we didn't know what Kyle Harrison would do, what he's doing in Milwaukee, but it's tough. I'm happy for Harrison, but it's tough to watch Harrison, especially last night. 12 Ks career, matched his career high last night.
If you guys think watching Harrison's tough, and don't get me wrong, that was something last night. Do you guys know what happened to James Tibbs after that trade and where he's ended up?
No, fill me in. Give me some tips.
Oh my goodness. So the other top prospect they traded for Devers, James Tibbs, was traded last deadline to the Los Angeles Dodgers and has been absolutely raking for the Dodgers AAA team and might be coming up at some point this year to help their big league team. So if you think Harrison's painful, like this is the risk you run. Now this looks like the Red Sox are even worse off than the Giants because they sent those dudes away quick, really quick, and don't have Rafael Devers for it. But it could get worse.
That's a great call. That's that's why we have Alex on the show, man, digging up James Tibbs info from AAA.
That is a good pull. Yeah.
But Dodgers, are they the 51s in Vegas? Is that their AAA team?
No, they're now in Oklahoma City.
Oh, they're in
the Vegas AAA team, because so much logic here is the A's affiliate, and that makes that's going to make so much sense in 2028. But
And I will say, I did see a clip of Randy Rodriguez throwing a flat ground bullpen today, and I was like, "That good news."
That is a good sign.
That was a huge loss when he went down last year. I don't know what his timeline is, and it's obviously far off. But it was nice to see that.
I think in a best case scenario, if you were maybe making a pennant push, you would maybe be able to see Randy Rodriguez back in mid-September or something like that. I don't think we're seeing Randy Rodriguez this year. Let's put it that way.
Hey, Alex mentioned the A's a minute ago. I don't know if you guys saw this pretty funny moment in Chicago today at Murphy's Bleachers, the famous bar right there across the street from Wrigley. They have a big marquee. Did you see what they put up today, Tony? Did you see the message? All right, so it said, come on into Murphy's. We got beer specials, whatever. And then it says, watch the Cubs take on the artist formerly known as the Oakland A's. It actually said, it's rough, man. It said that like on their little marquee, but that's Chicago comedy. Hey, Alex, a couple last things before we let you go. And thanks for the time tonight, man. I want to go back to Buster Posey because it's really interesting, this dynamic, I think, that Buster has within the organization, who he is, what he's accomplished, and the fan base. I think and I understand it. I do. I understand this, but I think there's like a reluctance from a lot of the fan base to be critical of Buster because of what he's accomplished and what he's brought to San Francisco and what he's given the fans. How long do you think that it's not a bulletproof vest or anything, but how long do you think he can stay like in that cloak of goodwill before the fans start saying, this is just not working? Like, he is going to have to answer some questions. Like, how do you feel about that whole situation?
Well, I mean, if he answers his questions like he did with your former partner on the radio a couple of weeks ago, I think that could wear out thin. Look, I think most fans can end up separating the love that they have for what Buster did on the field with, I think, fair criticism of what's happening off the field. Buster has made some immensely impactful decisions. And I say impactful in both the positive and the negative sense, but so far, most of them have been negative. There was a great piece I read in Baseball Prospectus, and I forget the author's name of it, but I will send it to you guys. But they pointed out the fact that, Buster Posey maybe leads Major League Baseball in splash moves since he's taken over. I mean, he came in before he even started and hammered out the Chapman deal. He makes the Adames signing. He makes the Devers move. He fires Melvin and brings in a college guy. And then we see this Patrick Bailey move. But the writer pointed out, the more splashes you make into the pool, the less water there is left in the pool at a certain point. And so the idea to me that Buster, I think if all of these moves had worked out, if this team had suddenly had a great season, I think everything would be very different in terms of how we look at the bold moves. But when you make bold moves and big commitments and they don't work out, it seems very clear that they don't have answers here because they just expected Adames, Chapman, Devers to be the guys. And if they aren't the guys, there was no plan B because why would you plan for them to not be the guys in that regard? I think it's both fair, but it's why fans are incensed. My columnist at SFGATE, Dave Tobner, who writes about the Giants, he always has a really good perspective. But before the season, he wrote about how much the Giants were risking on this year. And we published it, I think, literally the day before the season started. And it almost feels prescient in a way where if this Giants team were at 500, I think fan frustration would be high. And honestly, maybe higher than it is now, if only because the Giants would maybe feel like everything we're doing is right still and keep doing it. But by the season going this bad, it might be better for the Giants than if it were just another 500 season, because it's going to lay everything bare what isn't working and what you have to fix.
True.
And right now we're 14 games under 500 at June 3rd with this Giants team. Brutal. It's pretty hard to not look at what's happened and say, there's a lot of problems here, so we got to figure something out. So it at least is going to force them to do some major overhauls here, whether it's in season, after the season, or so on, by being this bad.
Tony, final question for Alex. Go ahead, buddy.
Oh boy, you put me on the spot because I was just wanted. I try not to talk more Giants baseball, but the Devers thing. Like, do you think that the ballpark is a factor with Devers, with Oracle Park being, because I feel like lefties, they look at that wall, they look at we saw Eldridge get oracled last week where he hit like a 405 foot out. I'm just wondering if that plays into the psyche at all for a guy like Devers or any of these left-handed hitters but especially Devers, because I just wonder if they feel like it's not a hitter-friendly ballpark, and does that have anything to do with his struggles? I mean, he's hitting the ball much better of late.
He did heat up a bunch in May, but it's still obviously he was so bad in April that it kind of impacts it. One thing I'll say though about Devers that kind of maybe has been underrated in all of this is that he was a guy who really hits the ball the opposite way. And when you hit the ball the opposite way in Boston, you have a lot of forgiveness for what otherwise could be balls that are caught in the gaps in other ballparks because the monster's there. And if you hit a ball 20 feet up the monster, you're maybe not hitting a homer, but that's just stat padding your singles, your doubles. It's more times on base. It's all of these things that allow. And Devers, what I've kind of been waiting to see and what we saw from him early on was how well he was at taking the ball the other way. He can obviously pull the ball at times, but his swing has been quite long and quite slow this year that he's not actually getting around to pull the ball down the line. But that's never been his style anyway. He's a gap-to-gap hitter in that way. In theory, he's a gap-to-gap power hitter. That should work here, but he just hasn't been able to connect with the power, and really he hasn't been able to go the other way. And maybe that's where, honestly, it's not even the ballpark. It's more like our marine layer, all the things about this place that have made it a hitter's park that is impacting Devers most. I think Bryce is going to be just fine. You're going to lose balls to Oracle because Brandon Belt lost balls to Oracle. Bonds, even before we remember, would lose a couple of balls to Oracle. He would just then have 10 more that would completely destroy the ballpark.
Oh, right.
So, Alex, you brought up Bryce. Last question for me. Did you have were you perplexed or were you, perturbed about Eldridge not starting last night against Harrison? I looked it up that Harrison's his average against lefties is actually left-handed hitters hit better off him this year than right-handed hitters. I think
on top of that, by the way, Bryce had a better OPS against lefties and righties in the minors so far this year. I think if we were not in the vacuum that we're in, and Bryce has been in the big leagues for 2 years, and this is the one day in a 2-week stretch that you're going to give him a blow, I think it wouldn't be a big deal. But I put this in the piece that I wrote today about this. The Giants have lost all benefit of the doubt when it comes to handling their top prospects. Because their fans have seen this time and time again in the last half decade with guys who were, the promised prince, right? Joey Bart, Marco Luciano, Luis Matos, even the guys that have come up from the system and done well, they aren't doing well because of the Giants. They're almost doing well in spite of the Giants. The Giants were basically ready to see Elliot Ramos be off into the Neverland in 2024. He only came up because of a bunch of injuries and then became an all-star. This year, Casey Schmidt was going to be their backup middle infielder to guys who play every single day. Casey Schmidt was never going to play this year in the way that he has, but it's only because Devers got hurt, needed to DH, and they needed Casey to play at first base that they played Casey as much as he has. So it kind of feels like some of this happens in their player development almost in spite of their moves. So yeah, the Giants don't have any benefit of the doubt from the fan base and even from national baseball people in how they're handling their prospects right now. And Bryce has only kind of brought that to the national attention because he's such a big prospect. He is the biggest prospect they've really had in so long that it really does keep the spotlight very bright on this.
Yeah, I just feel like with the 14 games out of 500, just put him in the lineup every day. Just let him get reps and cuts and swings and all that. I don't know. That's how I feel.
Look, they are playing 13 games in a row here, and they're in the middle of this stretch, right? Where you went from Denver to Milwaukee to Chicago, and then you immediately come back after a Sunday night game at Chicago and play the Nats for 3 days. So, if this was the day that you picked where, look, it's a tough lefty, we're going to play him a bunch anyway, let's just do it. Fine. They didn't communicate that ahead of time because they obviously don't want to talk about what they're doing forward. And they've lost the benefit of the doubt by what happened in the month of May with him. So that combination makes this kind of really sting for people every single time that he's in the lineup.
Well said, man. Well said. Alex, we appreciate the insights, man. Good to see you too, brother. Hey, listen, keep up the great work at the SFGATE. We'll continue to read you, and we will be in touch again soon, brother. So thank you for the time tonight.
Alex, also, we talked to Yacht Rock at the beginning of your guest hit with us, and we talked about, you said you brought up What a Fool Believes. I recommend Mustache Harbor, the Yacht Rock band. I've seen them a few times. If they're coming through wherever you live, do you live in the city, Alex, or where do you live?
I'm up in North Beach now. I'm actually right by Paulie spots up there. So
nice. Good man. Good man.
Nice. Well, check out Mustache Harbor if you ever see them. It's a really good yacht rock band. And then also the Yacht Rock documentary that Bill Simmons helped produce.
That is really good. I have to give it up. That is a really good documentary. True story.
Good stuff.
All right,
I will absolutely be checking those out. Appreciate it, guys.
Man. Good talking to you, brother. We'll be in touch.
Thanks, Alex.
There he goes, everybody. Alex Simon of the SFGATE, really cool guy, and a lot of great insights right there, obviously, Tony. But I got to tell you, everything he said about the Giants, he's not wrong. He's not freaking wrong, dude. And the thing about today is it takes the sting away a little tiny bit. But by the way, don't forget, they have another game in Milwaukee tomorrow. Yeah. And Tony, it's one of these really funky start times. I think first pitch is like 11:10 our time, something like that. So we'll get a couple of innings in before we start our high noon show tomorrow. But it's, listen, this is just who this team is. I don't think there's going to be any big revelation. The sun isn't going to shine on this team and they're going to get hot. I mean, they might peel off 2, 3, 4 wins in a row at some point, but I think we basically have seen who this team is for the rest of the year.
Yeah, and I like what he says about Logan Webb staying a Giant, and I don't like what he says but he's right about the Chapman and the Adames, especially Chapman. It is what it is. It is what it is. But again, we've talked about how Chapman is probably a great clubhouse dude, and you've never heard a bad thing about him, except for, what was it? Casey Schmidt catch the effing ball. Remember that? That was not a good look. That was not a good look for Chapman, especially with the numbers he's putting up. So seriously, I don't know, man. And then I don't like what he says about Arise, but I just have to face the facts that
I have a hard time with him. The comments he made a couple of days ago, where he basically referred to himself as one of the best third basemen in the game. And you look at the guy's numbers, it's like, really? You're the best third baseman in the game, and you got 2 home runs?
247 last year.
I mean, it's maybe a little exaggerated sense of who he is there,
Right. And 20, I think it was 27 home runs or 21. One of those two numbers. I don't remember exactly, but we talked about his numbers yesterday, and I no, that doesn't qualify. He was one of the best third basemen, and he's not playing a good defensive third base this year. So I would argue that Casey Schmidt has played a better third base. He hasn't got as many opportunities, of course, but it's a tough spot the Giants are in, man. But again, Paulie, last question for you, and then we can move on to something else. Like, at the end of the day, do you trust Buster? Like, do you just trust Buster? And do you think just at the end of the day, you got to trust, but like, do you feel confidence in Buster?
It's been shaken. I'll be honest with you. That confidence has been shaken. I mean, going into this, I loved it when he took the job. I love the fact that he won because he's from the South. Don't forget, Buster Posey's from Georgia. Like, and a lot of these guys, when they retire from being a player, they will go back to their hometown, or like, Jeremy Affelt's in Texas. I think it's who is it? Vogelsong. There's like a whole Giants community. I think those guys are down in Georgia where Vogelsong lives. So I'm thrilled that Buster decided to stay in the Bay Area. He wants to be part of the Giant organization. Like, that's meaningful to me. It means that he really is part of this whole thing. But I was confident, Tony, but like Alex said, I mean, you have to look at the reality of what's happened since he's pulled these levers. Yeah, he gave us Adamas Chapman endeavors, but I don't know, where are the results, So, I mean, I need Buster to show it to me. I need him to show me. I guess I do trust him on some level still. Like, I inherently trust him, but it has been rattled a little bit, my trust.
Yeah, mine too. And we all love Buster, man, what he did for this organization. And I remember when they drafted him, I was excited because I followed him in college, and I was very excited that they drafted him. And who would have thought that he did what he ended up doing. But it's interesting when these Hall of Fame type players make the transition to the front office. It's not always what you hope it will be. Of course, it's a short window so far. The Vitella move, he really put himself out there with
he
the
did.
Vitella
He
move.
rolled the dice. He didn't have to do that, but he was trying to be forward thinking and try something highly unusual. Like, and if you want to ask yourself, well, how unusual is that move? How about this, guys? It's never happened before in baseball history. That's how rare it is. It's never happened before.
Totally. It's wild, man. And of course, this is recency bias, but to see how good Harrison looked last night.
Oh, dude. And he's a kid. He's a little puppy. He's going to be doing this for a long time, dude.
But also, probably not just the 12 Ks, but how he was getting them with high 90s fastballs. He threw a fastball down the middle to Devers. Devers just stood there and looked at it.
He struck out Devers 3 times. He struck him out 3 freaking times yesterday, dude.
Yeah. That's known as a hat trick. Hey, Devers. We got to slap you.
Hey, Tony, let's do this. I want to give some love to Longbridge Pizza. And then after that, I got a couple of announcements to make about the show. Stuff going on Friday, stuff going on in August. We got some announcements. So everybody,
first of all, I apologize. I do apologize. It's a heartfelt apology in your direction. Stand by.
Oh, yeah. It's business time.
Yeah. I mean, when we have a super that we didn't get to, and it's been there since 8:23, and we started the program at I think 8:20 or 8:21.
Okay, yeah.
We got it, and then 8:29 and 8:42. First is Red Jet Shell. She was a super at 8:23, and she says, "Start spreading the news." I love it.
Let me tell you what, girl, I feel it too. I'm spreading the news myself, man. I'm telling you, there is something about this Knicks team. Like, every now and again, a team like this, they come along. It's like their time. And the Spurs, I realize I don't want to get too ahead of myself. The Spurs could wind up winning this title, and that would not shock me. But based on what I saw again tonight from the Knicks, like, that's the thing. You can have a double-digit lead. Don't forget, against Cleveland, they were down by, 22 points in the fourth quarter with like 7 minutes and change left. Knicks took the game to overtime and won. So my point is, even when the Knicks are down, they are never dead. They've won 12 straight playoff games to that point. And Stevie B, I'm happy for you, man. I was thinking about you, man. I know Stevie B is a big Knicks head. So great night for you, Stevie B. And the only thing that would have made tonight, actually, Tony, I'm sorry. Finish up your supers. My bad.
Oh, yeah. Well, we've got a couple more, and yes, I'm on the Knicks bandwagon big time. The Mike Brown bandwagon, the Brunson bandwagon, and MSG.
I just want to throw this out there too, since you missed tonight, Tony. Brunson had a monster game. Karl Anthony Towns, like Alex was saying, did really well against Wemby. And Josh Hart, other part of that Villanova connection. Josh Hart didn't do a lot of scoring tonight, but he had 14 rebounds. He was hitting the glass like a maniac. So I feel like the Knicks, it's not that they're more inspired, but there's a relentlessness to them. That like wears teams down, and they just keep coming. They keep coming. Brunson had to leave the game twice with injuries. He hurt his ankle, he hurt his knee. Both times he came back and he just started scoring again. So there's something going on here, folks. Something going on.
And now, Paulie, like you said, they took away home court advantage, and game 3. I wonder what the ticket prices are going to be for that game, or what they are. They're like that. Those ticket prices, that's going to be the hardest ticket in a very long time.
Speaking of ticket prices, well, dude, I wouldn't even make an attempt. They're going to be in the thousands of dollars. Dude, speaking of effing ticket prices, check this out, because, I'm getting very excited now for the Rush gig. I got a Rush show next week in LA. And opening night, I think, is 3 days away. They're doing a 4 nights at the LA Forum to start this tour. It's like a 1.5 year long tour. Dude, I looked online today. Some Rush fan posted this thing on Twitter. He goes, dude, I'm really trying to get a ticket for the LA Forum show. But ready for this? The seats on the floor this guy was looking at, ready? $900 a pop. People are reselling these for $900 a pop. So Knicks tickets, Rush tickets, it's inflation, folks, but not as expensive as we're paying for gas in California. But boom, there you go.
Totally, or not as relatively, or like relatively speaking, the crab sandwich at Oracle Park.
What is that? A $26 number, something like that?
I believe it's 29 and change. I believe it's 29
for one sandwich. Yeah,
like I said, that thing better have just crawled out of the Pacific Ocean that morning. And if I'm paying $30 for the crab sandwich, Paulie, the next super, and this is a big one. This is a biggie. Mark Gravy Graves. It's Mark Gravy Graves' birthday tonight. Yes, dude. So
hey, Gravy.
Hold on, Paulie, really quick. I want to apologize personally to Gravy because I saw this super when we brought Alex on. I'm like, damn it, we're not going to get to this for a while. Alex, I loved having him on the show. I loved the guest tip from Alex, but this super sat there for like a half an hour. So my apologies, Gravy. Happy freaking birthday, dude.
Gravy, happy birthday, brother. I appreciate all the support you've shown the show, and I hope you're having a great night, brother. Cheers to you. When the show's over, I might take a celebratory puff for you, buddy. So we're a few minutes away from that, though, still. But happy birthday, Gravy. I hope you've had a great one, brother.
I might do a celebratory Negroni for Gravy after the show, if you don't mind. Gravy.
No, I got no problem with that.
Right? And the Geezer Butler shirt that Gravy sent me, that I wear often, every single time I wear it, at least one person says, like, dude, that is a badass shirt.
Well, I mean, I was all part of I think it was the same package where I got the Ozzy Osbourne rest in peace. Just Ozzy's face, rest in peace, dude. I wear that. I might need to wear that tomorrow. Actually, it's due. It's due with the notification. Yeah. So
happy birthday, Mark Gravy Graves. We love you, brother. And again, like Paulie said, thank you so much for all of your support of the show. Miriam is a super, and we were talking about particles early on in the show, Paulie, and obviously it's the name of the program. But she says, speaking of particles, how about a visit to Particle Land tonight? So
let's end the show with a trip to Particle Land. And I got to say, Miriam is she is at the forefront. She loves Particle Land more than anybody. She asks for it pretty much on a regular basis, especially at nighttime. And I'll tell you what, Miriam, we're happy to provide that for you. And thank you, too, for supporting the show, Miriam. It's always good to see you. Hey, speaking of Miriam, you know what? Do you have more supers, or can I plug something?
No, that is that is the final super of right now. Thank you all for the supers. We love you all. Thank you. Go, Paul.
Okay, so I wanted to just because I got to start doing this now. I have a gig coming up in a couple of weeks here. It's Paulie Mack and Friends, June 20th at the Paper Mill Saloon. It's up here in Marin County. It's kind of around the Fairfax area. Just look it up. You'll find it, and I'll put all the info as we get closer to the show. But it's June 20th. And for Miriam, I wanted to let you know we have just added 2 songs from The Who into our set. And we're going to continue to do that same format, Tony, where we'll do like an opening set, stuff like The Who, The Stones. You could get anything in the first set. And then the second set is going to be all Grateful Dead. And Tony, we have added a bunch of Grateful Dead songs, like a whole bunch of new stuff. So, and we have a full band practice on Saturday up at Marcucci Studio. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So anyway,
tell me that one of the Who songs is the Seeker.
It is.
Oh,
Yes. Yeah.
You know what's great, dude, is Bob Marcucci and I used to play that song together in a band that I was in with him long ago. And our dear friend Adam Berger, rest in peace, Adam. He was one that brought that idea for us to cover it. And what a freaking rocker of a tune, dude.
Yeah. Well, we got a couple of Who songs. Anyway, Miriam, come on out if you can, or anybody else. I would love to see as many of
the Beatles. I asked Timothy Leary. Oh,
dude, I asked Tony. I asked Bobby Dylan. You know,
I asked Bobby Dylan. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, but they couldn't help me either. Call me the Seeker. Yeah, I'm psyched. So that's 624.
And high.
Yeah, totally. All right, you guys.
By the way, Paulie, do you end the song? Do you end it cold, like ba-boom, ba-boom, ba? Do you end it cold?
Yep,
yeah,
just like that. Ba-boom, ba-boom, bow. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah. But to show you my hand early, I think we're going to go from that right into another Who song. I think we're going to do a Who 2-pack. Yeah.
Dude, nice. Right on. That's beautiful, dude. A double shot of Who. Who's going to complain about a double shot of Who live?
Certainly not Miriam. I'll tell you that much right now. Miriam's a big Who fan. Look at her, Boris the Spider. You know what? I freaking love Boris the Spider. Ba-boom, boom, boom. Don't get me going, Miriam. Don't wind me up. All right.
Oh, I was going to say pause. Yeah, I can pause again. Pause again. I apologize, Paulie. And you know what, Paulie? I will slap myself for this. It's okay. Stand by. What did I say? And I want to play this because this person whose comment I'm going to read, it would love this.
Pelican fly. Come on, Pelican.
It's been a while since we had the Pelicans fly, but Los D is asking on the chat, doesn't Paulie and friends have a gig in Pacifica sometime this year? And the answer is yes. And it's July 3rd. Is that July 3rd?
No, I believe that gig is going to be July. Dude, it's your freaking birthday, I think. I think that gig is on your birthday. Let me check my calendar. It's downstairs. Okay. But I think that gig is July 23rd.
And that's at Winters? Is that the one at Winters?
Yeah. So we're booked right now. We got this gig coming up in June. We got one in July booked already, and we have another one in August booked. So let me check. Let me check the dates, and I'll give you the updated stuff. I don't want to say the wrong thing. But yes, we are playing Winters in Pacifica. I've never been there. I hear it's a cool spot.
Yeah, see, it's funny. Dom is saying July 3rd. July 3rd is Brisbane in? July 3rd? Or July 31st is Brisbane
No, Dom. No, there's no gig on July 3rd. There's no gig. There's no gig on July 3rd.
Yeah, July 31st. Is July 31st a gig?
It was supposed to be July 31st.
Okay, gotcha.
And then they asked us, there was like, this just happened actually. Brisbane Inn was like, hey, would you guys mind moving your gig to Saturday the 23rd? And we're like, yeah, sure. So we actually moved that. That's why. But I'll give you guys all the dates as we get close. Don't worry about it. Yeah,
totally. I was going to look for the poster real quick, actually, because Dom just sent a link to the poster.
Yeah, let me see the poster. Dom is, you know what? Dom's freaking amazing, dude. And Dom does these like individual personalized posters for the gigs we do. Stevie B says, Paulie, you're going to love Winters. Punk Biker Bar meets Surfside Roadhouse, dude. Great description. See, I still want to get Stevie B on the staff in some fashion. I think Stevie B can contribute to the show somehow. He's got a lot of good riffs. I like the way you wrote that up, Stevie B. I'm psyched to play that place. I am.
Dude, this is badass. And I think that he's made additions to this poster, but stand by. And for the love of Pete, I can't share it.
All right, it's okay. Maybe tomorrow, man. It's all right. It's okay.
Sorry.
All right, folks. Hey, Longbridge Pizza time. I want to talk about Longbridge. I want to talk about Neil Denardi. Maybe Neil Denardi will bring the pizza wagon up to the gig. Last time I did a gig at Brisbane, he had the wagon with him. He was giving pizzas out like a freaking lunatic to everybody inside the bar. We had such a great time. And I want to thank Neil for that and all the generosity Neil shows, not only the show, but everybody in the PMP community. And you know what warms my heart, Tony, is like when I see members of the PMP Army or the Familia like saying like, hey, I'm at Longbridge for lunch, like, and you'll see something online. I freaking love that, you guys. Thank you for supporting Longbridge. And Neil, thank you for opening your doors to all of us, man, because it's become like our little clubhouse really for PMP. And when you go to Longbridge Pizza, it's 2347 3rd Street, Dogpatch neighborhood in the city. You join the Vibe Tribe. You can feel that goodness coming in from Andre and Steven and the whole freaking collection over there. Everybody top to bottom is a great human being. And then there's the food. Neil I'll tell you what, man, what a great awakening it's been for me to get turned on to Longbridge Pizza with the sourdough crust. I encourage you guys to try the Paulie Mac pizza. I love that one myself. I helped create it. I know Miriam and a lot of the other PMPers love the they like the loading dock, but there is the hot and honey. There's the freaking Tony likes the Detroit squares. There's something for everybody down there. And then Tony, on Wednesdays today, it's the sandwich day. Chicken parms, Vinny's gabagool with the cold cut stacked up 10 feet. Chopped cheese. You know what I mean? There's so many great ones. So get on down to Longbridge and see why we love these guys as much as we do. If you haven't had it already. And if you are a regular, thank you for supporting Longbridge Pizza and LBP. Thank you guys so much. We freaking love you, Neil, and the whole gang down there, T.
Paulie, I just want to talk about Neil's dedication to the craft and to the people of the peninsula and the Bay Area, especially in San Francisco and south of San Francisco. He takes the pizza wagon and he goes to you. Okay, your mom is cool, aka Mark Wiseman. Had him at they hired him to be at their son Luke's graduation last weekend. Okay, Neil's got another graduation party that dovetailed off of your mom is cool's graduation party this coming weekend. In between, Neil's son Nico's birthday is in a couple weeks, I believe. We've talked about Bob Wentz on the show, my buddy Bob Wentz, who's an Eagles fan.
No relation to Carson.
No relation to Carson, but he's also called Carlos De La Fuente for some help. Dear friend of mine, Neil's son and Bob Wentz's son happened to be in the same class. They also were on the same Little League team. Neil was making pies in Bob's backyard yesterday for a birthday party for those two dudes. The guy is and also you can talk about anything else, but the pizza, the sourdough freaking crust. It's the sourdough crust, the Detroit style sourdough crust or the regular sourdough crust. Both phenomenal.
Tony, when was the last time you had one of those squares?
The Detroit style squares has actually been a while. Because
I think you're due.
Yeah, I am due because I've been eating a lot of the regular thin crust that are just fantastic, and I've been trying to experiment. I had the California recently, which is the veggie one with kale and white sauce, and fantastic if you want a good veggie pie. But then I love going to the mushroom, onion, and basil. Mushroom, onion, basil. I make that pizza myself. And then finally the local beers and the local support of he supports all the local businesses too by having the bakery that he uses, the butcher that he uses, and all the local breweries. It's all about local with Longbridge. So check them out, longbridgepizza.com. You can peruse all the pizzas there. Go in, have a beer, say hello to Neil and Gabino and Andre and Jorge and Emmanuel and Steven and the whole posse there.
Hey, shout out Rags dropping in talking Basil. Shout out the dance choreographer Tony Basil and her hit track Oh Mickey. Let me give it only because Tony Basil came up. This is my one chance to flex this piece of trivia. It's pretty good. How many of you folks out there have ever seen Tony and I are big fans of this movie? I think I watched this with Tony and Rod Brooks way back in the day during the original installment of High Noon, which we can talk about some other time. But we might have had a couple of puff give things happening. We're watching Easy Rider with Jack Nicholson and Dennis Hopper and everything. Did you know that when they go down to Mardi Gras at the end of the movie and they have those two girls, like Peter Fonda has a date and Hopper has a date, one of those girls is Tony Basil. Just throwing that out there. Yep. Yeah, she's very young.
Dub City's saying Easy Rider in the chat.
Yeah. Dub City, you and me, buddy. Dub City, you and me on this one. That is a very young Tony Basil. Yeah.
Noemi Catalina shares a birthday with Tony Basil.
Nice. I got no problem with Tony Basil. And let's not forget, I did a tribute. Oh, Bochy, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind. Hey, Bochy. Dude, I did. Hey, Bochy.
Dude, I love it, Paulie. And by the way, I forgot to tell people, if you want to hire Neil and Gilbert and the pizza wagon to come to your place, events@longbridgepizza.com. Email them, events@longbridgepizza.com, and you won't regret it. Thank you, Paulie.
Okay, just a couple more things, and we can break the huddle tonight, but a couple other things. I do have to make announcements here. For starters, I believe this Friday will be the day that we have the Giants page up so you can get tickets for the game. The PMP night at Oracle Park will be August 14th. We have it reserved. We have our section. We had a meeting today. Myself, Dom, Tony, and Queen of the Scene, Patty from Napa, Miss PMP 2025. So, guys, be ready this Friday. We're going to have the link set up. Dommy will tell you exactly what to do, and you can make your ticket purchases. And I'm really looking forward to that because we had such a great time last year. Also, Tony, also happening this Friday. This is going to be cool. Patty had a big day, man. Patty had a big day, and Patty has been dropping.
Sorry.
Look at this.
Sorry.
Out of freaking nowhere. I'm in the middle of talking about Patty from Napa. Hold on. Not yet. Not yet. We're going soon. Yeah, hold on, buddy. Hold on.
Just a little, peek behind the curtain here. I have a new laptop here. Thank you, Bocce Chris. Thank you, Bocce Chris, for the support of the show and the new laptop. But I was trying to load Particle in, and I loaded it too early, so I hit a wrong button. Sorry about that.
Nice, Rags. Premature. Tony's flashing some premature particles right there. Right, nice. Very good. Premature particles. Tony, I can give you medication for that. It'll help. All right, guys, check it out, though. Here's the situation. I just found this out, dude, by looking at the comment line. Tony, did you know RPMP night at Oracle Park on August 14th? Did you know that happens to be Dom Peralta's birthday?
Shut the hell up.
Great reaction. No, I will not shut the hell up, but that's true. Happy birthday, Dom Peralta. So we're all going to be out there giving Dom the big birthday hug, man, next week or on the 14th, rather. And I look forward to that.
That you want to talk about just the thing, particles and the way things are just meant to be.
Yeah.
Never once did Dominic say, hey, by the way, that's my birthday. It'll be super cool. And we just landed on that date. And now we all know why. We chose 8/14. That's freaking amazing.
And that's perfect, Tommy. I'm so glad we get to hang with you on your birthday. You bring your lady out. We're going to have a great time. Bring your whole family, Dom, for real. I love your whole family. Bring your brother, dude. I need more time with Dom's brother. I'm a fan of that kid. And Dom's mom and dad with the biscotti, the whole thing. Dom.
Dude, you mentioned Dom's brother. Dom's brother is in Ireland right now.
Of course.
And Dom's brother, Dom sent this on a text today. Dom's brother found a Tower Records in Ireland.
Yeah.
I didn't follow the rest of the thread because I was coaching, but I did. I don't know if it's an active Tower Records or if it's just kind of like a museum or something. I don't know. But there's a Tower Records in Ireland that Dom's brother just visited today or yesterday in Ireland. It's pretty cool.
Well, okay. So anyway, that's going to happen Friday. We should have the link set up, and we'll get you. We'll tell you what to do Friday, but you can look forward to that announcement Friday. Also on Friday, this is really big. Patty from Napa, by the way, dropping a couple of monster comments on the board tonight that I want to catch up with. At one point, somebody said, I said $900 for a rush ticket on the floor at the LA Forum. And you ready for what Patty said? She goes, "Oh, that's all?" Well, then in that case, give me I'll take the whole row. You know what I mean? I'll take the whole row. I told you Patty's a gangster. That's one. And then the other one is, I don't know what the context of this was, but at one point when we had Alex on, I looked over. Oh, it's when we were talking about Aiyuk. That's why we're talking about Aiyuk speeding. I looked over, Tony, and Patty had written this thing about how she got pulled over speeding in her Porsche years ago. Yeah. And I think she said she was doing 100 or 95 or something like that. And she said the cop pulled her over and let her go. I'm not surprised. The cop was probably like, "Are you Patty from Napa? Slow it down, girl. Slow it down."
Yeah. Just say, "This is your warning, Patty. You've been warned."
Do you know, Tony? I don't think I've ever said this before, but since we're talking cops and pullovers and stuff, and I know Tony has cops in his family, police officers. Shout out Rich, dude. He's out there in the freaking Hunters Point thing, holding it down. Officer Rich. He's been super cool to me. I back the SF cops. I really do. I know a bunch of these guys. They're good people. And here's some evidence of that, Tony. This happened to me twice over the past 15 years. And let me knock on wood before I go into this. I got pulled over twice in San Francisco speeding. And one time I was coming home from work doing a morning show. And dude, I was on Turk coming down to like Arguello. I was probably going 50, you know what I mean? 55, something like that, down that really big hill after USF. Woo, woo, woo. Here come the lights, dude. I get pulled over. Cop comes over. Goes, "Let me see your license and registration." I give him all my gear. He's looking at the thing and he looks at me and he goes, "Hold on, are you like Paul McCaffrey, like KNBR, Murph and Mac, Paul McCaffrey?" I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Dude," he goes, "I love the show, man." He goes, "Listen, do me a favor, just slow it down." I go, "Thank you." Wow. So the guy let me go because he liked the show. That actually happened to me twice. And so it's hard for me to get mad at the SF cops when they're looking the other way on a speeding Paulie Mac, you know?
You know who I can get mad at, Paulie, is the CHP near Redwood City and on 280 years ago. And I have no problem admitting this, but dude, I didn't have that luxury, Paulie, because I got pulled over at about 2 a.m. I'd only had, I think, one drink. I was at my cousin's bachelor party in San Francisco with my Uncle Paul, and my cousin asked me if I could drive him home at the end of the night. So I stopped drinking and said, sure. Dude, after I dropped off Paul, after I dropped off my cousin, I'm heading to back up north 280. I get pulled over. I blow a .09. Okay, a .09. 0.08 is the legal limit, whatever. I got hauled in for a DUI, dude. Okay, so I'm in the Redwood City like holding cell or whatever, and the guy's like, you have to fill out all the paperwork, and I just say creative director KMBR, and he's reading, and he goes, oh yeah, and he says KMBR, yeah, you got love KMBR. I'm thinking, oh yeah, sweet, it's gonna let me off.
He goes, surely you've heard of me, Creative Tony. I did the songs of Paulie Mac. Yeah.
And he knew the name, and he knew of obviously you guys, and nothing, dude. Then you have to reveal.
Nothing.
Do you have any?
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah. Then do you have any tattoos? So I said, yeah, I have a tattoo of Tahoe on my back. Oh, I love Tahoe, man. I'm taking my wife up there in like 2 weeks. You got any recommendations? I'm like, okay, guys, second chance. Nothing. Spent the night in the Redwood City.
How many guys were in the cell with you, by the way?
One other guy hallucinating his mind off.
Oh,
dude.
Jesus!
So it was
Christ.
the two of us. I didn't sleep a wink. I had to go.
Dude, what was he on?
I'm guessing some sort of hallucinogen. Yeah, he was having a horrible trip. He's in a holding cell. It's just he and I. I had to go to like an 8-year-old birthday party in Half Moon Bay the next morning. It was just horrific. So I tried to bust out the KMBR. I tried to bust out the Tahoe recommendations. I got nothing.
Yeah, and Don Peralta just hit it on the head. He goes, that dude in your cell was in particle land, man.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. By the way, we got a Peralta art spot to get to too in a sec. But all right, so I never finished talking about Friday. Real quick. Yeah. This Friday, we have a very special guest joining us for the music assignment. And you're ready. It's an encore performance. It's Miss Patty from Napa's sister, Juliana, and she's going to be beaming in live from Portugal, Tony. Portugal. Okay.
Look at our connection to Portugal with Rita Oak and Patty's sister. That's phenomenal.
We should connect Patty. We should connect Juliana with Rita Oak. We should get those two together. You should hook them up, Patty, because Rita's so nice. I know your sister's awesome too. But anyway, so that'll be on Friday. We'll tell you what the announcement or the assignment is tomorrow on the Thursday show. And then last announcement to make, and then we're going to go to Peralta Arts, is this is now confirmed, Tony. I didn't even get a chance to talk to you about this today, but I talked to Don Peralta. So next week, no, Tony, you don't know this yet. I haven't told anybody this yet, but next week, like I've said a million times, I'm going to go see Rush at the LA Forum. The show is on Thursday. Now, my buddy David Drutz, shout out Drutzy. He's the bass player in Paulie Mac and Friends. Great guy. He was a KMBR sales manager for a very long time, and he has the tickets. So I'm kind of his guest for the show. You know what he dropped on me the other day, Tony? He goes, hey, Paulie, let's drive to the show. So I go, okay, I'll do a road trip with Drutzy. We'll roll guns and we'll listen to Rush and we'll have a good time.
Ollie, play the game that you and I play on road trips, about 2 songs each.
You get 2, I get 2. We'll go back and folks, it passes the time so nicely. And that way nobody hogs the radio either. It's like, Tony, you pick 2 tracks, then I pick 2 tracks. And like it's a lot of fun. But anyway, so I talked to Don Peralta today and I said, hey man, we had Tim Flannery on a couple of weeks ago. And I don't even know if the audience knows this, but Flannery joined us that night via his cell phone. And I thought that he looked really good and it sounded really good. So I go, Dom, what do you think about me doing the show from the car next Thursday? So it's happening, dude. It's happening. So you hold it down on home base, dude, and I will be with you on
down on home base. This is going to be a roll of the dice like we've never. I mean, because you're. Oh, dude. Okay. Yeah. Hey, you know what? This is how we roll on the show.
No, it's gonna. I predict it's gonna be awesome. I think it's gonna be awesome.
I hope so, dude. But you're gonna be on like I-5, dude, or 101, and God knows where.
Maybe I'll get pulled over. Hey, that KMBR shit isn't gonna work down there though. They'll be like, KMBR, never heard of it. Go to jail, kid. You know what I mean? But anyway, so next Thursday will be the first ever Paulie on the Road show live. And Miriam, yes, Drutzy was my buddy at the Who concert, 100%. Yes. So we'll see what happens.
I just checked out. Drutzy is checking out the show tonight on Instagram Live. and I see a bunch of names over there. Thank you all for checking out the show on Instagram Live.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Watch every night and every day on Instagram Live, but please make sure to visit YouTube at Polymax Particles and like it, subscribe there as well. Sorry. Go.
By the way, Robot Centaur, he coming in. He goes, Paulie, you going to pull a Brandon Aiyuk on the way down there? Let's hope not, dude. Let's hope not. And by the way, how's the baby doing, Robot? I hope you guys are doing well.
Baby Nina. Baby Nina.
Baby Nina's beautiful. Hey, if you got some new pictures, send them in, man. I'd love to see them. And anybody in the audience who would like to contribute a music assignment sponsorship or a show us your stub sponsorship, or just send us some content or pictures, whatever, you can do all of that at Paulie's at gmail.com. Okay, Tony, I promise you a Peralta art spot. Let's do that. And I want to do Tony, I want to do the baller cam thing again. As we celebrate Don Peralta, he's the guy that's going to make this whole thing happen. He's going to help me get hooked up on the cell phone in the car next Thursday. And that's all an extension of what Dom does to pay the bills. And that is Stellar Design, his own graphic design studio and shop. And Dom has been doing this for years now. He has a successful business. Really proud of Dom, man. He's a talented kid, and we're so lucky to have him here in the PMP community. So with Stellar Design, he is asking for ideas. He's saying, hey, PMP Familia or any other person watching this show, if you have an idea that you need brought to life artistically, if you have a sketch of what could become a big idea, but no idea how to actually bring it to life or make it, that is where Dom comes in, and that is where Stellar Design comes in. So, Tony, if we could, let's see. Oh, you got it going right now. All right, so this is the baller cam, Tony. While you're showing the footage, I will tell you what's happening. They have updated accessories that go with the baller cam system. Go to ballercam.com/collections/accessories. I'll do it one more time. ballercam.com/collections/accessories. And you can get all the latest attachments and all the cool stuff that go along with the baller cam system. So you can connect your family across the country, across the globe, with youth sports or any other important event going on. You can probably use them for like graduations and stuff too. But anyway, with Stellar Design, Dom is going to take that back of the napkin sketch that you made and he'll turn it into a real working product that can actually, in a lot of cases with Stellar, these are products that wind up helping people's lives. So again, whether you're a startup thing like the Polymax show and with Tony and Dom, the PMP show, or you're a big established company and you're already like the big dog on the block, Amazon, Meta, Google, stuff like that. It doesn't matter. Dom can work for any of those, and he can work for individuals as well too. If you have a certain event coming up, you want Dom to do like a specialized piece for that or a poster, he will do that for you. He will make your ideas come to life. So visit stellar.design and let's bring those ideas to life. Stellar.design is the webpage. And then Tony, Dom's email address, talk to Dom directly, Dominic@stellar.design. It's Dominic@stellar.design. And we thank you, Dom. We thank you for the partnership. Nice, dude. Nice. Look at that. I just saw that. Okay, cool. So,
I wanted to pull that up real quick. That's the sketch of the upcoming gig on June 20th. This is Dominic. He helps these companies that we've been talking about, like the Goha Leave Care and Baller Cam and the new Rava technology for people that have epileptic seizures. And then and by the way, he's also a ridiculously talented artist, and that you commissioned Dom to make something for a special someone in your life. He does the posters. This is the sketch of the most recent poster that's coming up on June 20th. The guy is so freaking talented. So get in touch with Dom. That's all I'm saying. You won't regret it. Dom,
Dom, thank you, dude. This thing is looking fresh, dude. Thank you so much for that. By the way, Tony, am I blurry? I see Carlos making a comment about blurriness. Am I all blurry tonight?
You don't look blurry to me. Am I blurry?
Good. I don't know. Maybe he's just riffing in general because I'm blurry a lot. But yeah, hopefully I won't be blurry on the cell phone. Tony, you seem a little appressive though about me checking in from the car. You don't have any fear. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
This is crazy. This is crazy. I'm all for rolling the dice. I'm all for giving it a shot. We may unearth something fantastic, but
that's how I feel. I think it's going to be great. Let me try a different approach with you, Tony. See if I can change. You seem a little nervous about this. What if I were to do it like this? What if I were to come to you like this and say, Tony, next Thursday, I'm going to do the show from the car, and I want to know how you feel about that.
I would say,
I'm going fingertips. Yeah.
I would say, it sounds like an interesting idea, Paulie.
No, you know what I'm doing.
No, of course I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
Yeah, fast times.
Yeah.
My thing is Tim was well, yeah. Let's go for it. We won't know until we try it. So let's go for it. Okay?
I have a very good feeling about this. I think it's going to be funny. I really do. I think it's going to be funny, and I think it's going to work. And I think hey, we're going to try it. Why the hell not, man?
I would think people expect a little bit of a shorter show that day, but would probably be my guess.
You never know, dude. You never know. It could be the best show we've ever done. I'll be like, Tony, I'm on the grapevine, dude. You know what I mean? Who knows, dude? Tony, pull over. I got to take a leak. We'll do that. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that on the air. All right, Tony, we're not going to wrap the show up tonight until we deliver on our promises.
Yeah.
Miss Miriam has requested a return trip. By the way, I almost feel like we need another installment now of Particle Land. I'm not trying to assign people work or anything, but I feel like maybe we should go like deeper into Particle Land with the next video. It's up to the artist. I'm not going to tell him what to do.
Dude, it's up to Patrick Patton, dude. He created this, and he's also made what's inside Particle Land, which we can show that as well. And I know Robot Centaur loves the flute, so we can get the flute going. But without further ado, Paulie, let's go. Let's open the door to Particle Land, if you don't mind.
Welcome to Particle Land.
You're damn right. By the way,
I want to give Fareed the flute, but Paulie, for me, it's all about the look.
100%. You see the fear in his eyes right there. There's some fear. Yeah, and I get it. It's a little scary.
There's a little trepidation. Yes.
Yeah, a little trepidation, a little fear, a little apprehension. There it is. The look right there. Now, Tony, I don't want to put too much on your plate. This will be the only last request of the night I make. Mm-hmm. Do you still have that other Particle Land thing where the big train is rolling by with all the Grateful Dead stuff going on?
If you give me a moment, yes.
I will give you a moment, because you do that while I'm going to wrap the show while you're doing that, and then we'll duck out after this next Particle Land trip. But thank you, Dom and Miriam and Rockin' New Era, Stevie B. Go Knicks. Let's go Knicks. And don't forget that street chant in New York City. F the World Cup. F the World Cup. Dude, that is such a New York moment. Rockin' New Era. Good to see you, man. Big Al and Chico. How you been, brother? Nice seeing you as well. Everybody, thank you for supporting the show. Joe Cool, always a pleasure. Rockin' New Era. Doug in Japan. If we can do this one last trip, we'll wrap after that, and we'll be back tomorrow at high noon, and we'll do the Thursday installment. Are we good here, T?
I think this is it. I think this will work.
It's been a while. This will be fresh because we haven't done this in a while.
I mean, again.
Yeah.
Hang on. So, stand by. Here we go.
Nice Terrapin. Yeah.
So good. I could listen to that. I might go listen to that song after the show. I just freaking love
What's your favorite Terrapin, Tony? Because I can turn you on to one if you need help. It's up to you.
I don't know. I mean, I just give me as many.
Right now, go to 3/15/90. That's Phil Lesch's 50th birthday, and that was a great show. I wasn't there, but Winks was. It was down at the Capitol Center in DC, and Phil's 50. And you know what's funny about that, Tony? I remember being a kid. I think I was 21 years old when that show was played. And I remember talking to Winks and Rags and all of my friends that were deadheads and going like, do you guys believe it, man? Phil's turned 50 and he's still playing, man. He's still playing, because we thought 50 was like so old. Now I'm like north of 50. I mean, but when I was a kid, I thought that was incredible that he was still playing at the age of 50, you know?
Totally, dude. And then he went on to play till basically 83?
Yeah.
Come on. And then that's why we celebrated Springsteen the way we did yesterday with Tom Stack, because of what they're doing at the ages of 75, 76, 77, and what the Stones are doing, releasing a new album in July, and they're in their 80s. They're they're in their 80s and they're putting out new music, man.
And I heard one of the tracks, Tony. I heard one of the tracks on the new. I haven't heard the song, but I read this that one of the songs on the new record is basically a full-on punk song, and it's supposed to be like it's the fastest, punkiest song the Stones have ever recorded. So I'm like, bring it, man. Let's go. Give me some 80-year-old punk. That sounds good too. I hope I'm doing that if I'm 80. I hope I'm doing the same thing.
And you know what? I hope you're. Let's do this right now because I just see Doug in Japan checking in again on the chat. So, Paulie, stand by.
Hey, Doug in Japan, that's for you, brother. And thank you for spending some time with us tonight. I got to tell you, too, Tony, I think that the Tekashi theme song has never sounded better. So once again, let's bookend this show with another thank you to Bocce Chris for helping us honestly put the show on. Thank you, Bocce Chris. Very, very helpful, your contributions. All right, Tony, listen, we've done all we can possibly do tonight. Let's get the hell out of here. It's almost 10 o'clock. And if Rags, go to bed. For the love of Christ, we got to get Rags to bed. It's like 1 a.m. in New Jersey. So pull the levers, send the class home, and we'll see you tomorrow at high noon, y'all.
Paulie, just indulge me for a quick moment if you don't mind.
Tony.
Yeah.
Hey.
Right. Okay.
Hey, Tony.
Stand by.
Hey.
All right, Toto.
Okay. Stand by.
You got the touch. You got the power. Yeah. Business hours are over, baby. It's time.
All right. There we go.
Thank you, everybody. Always a pleasure to spend the night with the PMP Familia. Creative Tony, you can take off that Little League gear. Your day is finally over. But go watch the Knicks highlights, dude. It was a hell of a game. And go watch the Wemby highlights, too. He pitched his ass off tonight. We will be, the final game of this Milwaukee series will be played as we're on the air tomorrow. So we'll give you the updates and all that. But we're looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a great night. And I'll leave you guys with this. Have a great night and cheers, y'all.
Peace, y'all.